that's it.
It's the end. It's the end of fatherless.
They're actually going to get to that. They're actually going to get on their knees, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be too late.
And like you said, it's going to be the end of all of this that the people are doing. Because all it is folly, man. Chasing chicks when really the women's supposed to be chasing you down the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just flaunting the boobs, showing their ass, showing their JJ. That's all foolishness, man.
I was going to say this. When you're about your purpose, you don't need to chase women. You're about your purpose. What's our purpose? To teach His word.
Exactly. Man.
So anything outside of that, it's just malarkey. It's just rubbish.
Exactly.
You know? And if that's the mindset, every brother's different. Every brother's got their own little vice, what they do, but you cannot let that overcome this truth, because this is all we got.
That's a spiritual attack, a demon spiritual attack. There's no getting around it. That's a demonic spiritual attack that an individual brother has to deal with that. We all got our different ones. We all got ours, and that's what that man's dealing with.
And there's nothing wrong with dealing with a woman, because what did Paul say? Paul said, if you're burning, then we get you a wife. But we live in a time where there ain't no such thing as a wife, man. All you have out here is a bunch of harlots and hoes laying around the place, right? That have sucked many rods, and she gonna kiss you in the mouth. Come on, man. You gotta think about shit like that. So this is why, man, the best place to be in is to be focused minded in this faith, man. All of, like the brother said. And this is a young brother, you know what I mean? He ain't even an elder yet. He's saying that. So that's the mindset you gotta have, man. You know what I mean? Hey, man, if brothers feel like they gotta get their rocks off, just go to the brothel, man. Just brothel it out. Go to the brothel, pay for it, as long as you know what you get out of it, rather than going out there chasing the chick you don't even know. You understand? She could have sucked like what, 30 rods in the span of what, 2 years, and you gonna date this bitch, right?
Treat her like she's a princess.
Yeah. And you wondering why you got the herpes and shit. It's real out here, man. Go on, brother. It's locked.
No, that was it. I didn't have anything else to say.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the best thing to be, man, is to be totally separate from this world. And everybody got their own little unique temptation. But ain't shit out here, man. I keep saying it. Ain't nothing out here. Go on, bro.
Especially in these times as well. And, you know, you can see everything's popping off now, man. The last thing you need to be concerned with yourself is with that. Like, you know, brothers burning that sometimes, like our elder said, there's ways around it, but it can't be, you know, taking over your the job at hand. You know,
it's all it is just simply busting a nut. Really, it's no big deal. You get the feeling off, you move on, and keep going with the ministry, man. That's all it is. It's just the feeling. You're going, brother. Who was reading?
I was reading. And they shall go into the holes of the rocks, and into the caves of the earth, for the fear of the Lord Yahawashi, and for the glory of His majesty, when He ariseth to shake terribly the earth.
Yeah, so when He ariseth to shake terribly the earth. So that's a big scenario that's getting ready to be played out, man. So when you got that to focus on, man, every single thing don't matter. All of this nonsense does not matter in this world. So this is why we gotta be focused on this right here. Because when Yahawashi comes back, He's coming back to shake the earth. His presence is gonna be so just amazingly just out of this world, like literally.
Hey Shaka, can I say something, Mark? You know, it's going to be very frightening, you know, when Yahawashi comes.
Scary,
I'm serious, brother. Not elect or no elect. It's going to be very scary. It's going to be airy. It's going to be. It's going to be weird. It's going to be so scary.
That's why it says a day like no other.
No other. It's going to be different, brother. So don't think it's, you know.
Because think about it, when Yahawashi comes back, His chariot is so gigantic that it's going to cover the earth. It says darkness was under His feet. You know what that means? Meaning that when He comes back, He's literally going to cover the whole sky to where you're not going to be to see the sun. No form of light is going to be seen when he comes back.
Got something just for that. Read it. This is Zephaniah 1:14. The great day of the Lord Yahawashi is near. It is near. And hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord Yahawashi. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. The day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble, a day of distress, a day of wasteness, a day of desolation, a day of darkness, a day of, exactly what Ahab was saying, a day of gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet, an alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahawah Yahawashi, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Neither shall their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
Beautiful, brother. Beautiful.
You know what that means? He's going to swiftly destroy America. So when you have your mind focused on this right here, you ain't got no time for no bullshit, man. All right? You ain't got no time to be going out there and trying to gather, what's the word I want to use, man? Gallivanting around the place, man. We ain't got time for that. We got to be focused. And even you got certain guys with the spirit of weakness. When you envision what the day of the Lord is, that in itself should get you rattled up to further this ministry, man. Rather than falling back, cooling in the cut. Nah, bro. Nah, man. This is what we got to do. And this is why the Most High is a merciful power, because he gave us a space of time to show and improve of ourselves, man. So when he comes back, we can feel some kind of way, in a positive way, where, okay, we can say, hey, we did the best we could do. All right? Rather than seeing this big, gigantic chariot coming, and automatically your conscience is fucking with you. And you like, man, I didn't even do the work, man. I know about the Israelites. I knew what they were saying. Or I was a part of a camp. But I left the camp because I committed adultery. Or whatever the case may be, or I offended a brother and I got kicked out of it and I didn't continue to do the work. Or I didn't pray for the Lord to allow me to get back in. So all of these thoughts are going to happen. It's going to enter your mind when you see the Lord come. But when the Lord makes a second return, you want to have that mindset or those thoughts in your head, knowing that you did what you could do. And Lord willing, you're worthy to be saved.
That's right, brother.
You see? Go on, brother. Because when the Lord comes, there's no more time for this. No, there's no time for anything else. It's done. The story's done. The book has been closed. Go on, brother.
And in that day, a man shall cast away his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the backs. To go in the clefts of the rocks, in the tops of the rugged rocks, for the fear of the Lord Yahawashi, and for the glory of his majesty, when he arises to shake terribly the earth.
Exactly, man. So people are going to just put everything aside. Everything that they looked up to getting or having, they're going to put all of that aside. It's not going to matter no more, because it's simply the end of the book. Okay? Go on, brother.
Zephaniah 2, I'll start at 1. It says, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired, before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff.
Exactly, the water, brother, for bringing that out, because that goes back to my point, because the Lord allowed us to wake up to the truth way before he was even going to come back. So now when he comes back now, as I'm going to say again, we're going to feel kind of okay in the heart. It's really the heart is the mind, that we did what we could do. All right? Now you're going to have certain brothers that are going to come in the last minute, because they're the elect. You're going to have the elect that are going to be saved at the last minute. All right? But you want to be that guy where you've taken heed as soon as you heard the word and did your part with the little time that you had. Okay? And again, that's the Lord showing mercy. Go on, brother. Giving you his information and giving you a space of time to do
it's a lot bit of a lower
exactly
grade.
what you're commanded to do
just
according to the
stay on
information
it,
given.
keep,
Go
you
on,
know,
brother, let's read that.
for me, I take it in the morning
before the
when I get
decree
up and before I go to bed too.
before the day
And
passes the
I've
chaff,
also got
Yeah.
raw
for the
habits
fierce
too.
anger
That's
of the
just
Lord
my
come
little
upon
thing.
you.
Yeah.
You know,
For
my
the day
little
of
thing.
the Lord's anger come upon you.
Yeah.
Before we go to bed,
Seek ye the Lord.
it's necessary to take it through your
Right.
bed.
Seek ye
So
the
it
Lord,
work,
all ye
you know,
meek of the earth.
protect your
Who are the meek? The meek
your
is the elect.
tonsils and
They're
everything,
going to
you know what I
find
mean,
the truth.
overnight, so you don't get
They're
that
going
thing
to
in your
humble
mind.
themselves.
You know.
They're going to
Just stay on
come
it,
low
because lesser grade, but I
without
still
no
keep my
pride.
eyes open.
All right? Go on, brother.
Because
Which have
like I
wrought
say, I
his
move
judgment,
around, I go
seek
check out different places all the time.
seek
And
meekness.
when some of them, when the higher grade comes in, it probably goes maybe a little bit quicker than the rest of them. You
I
know?
know. The spirit will
We get
define
it,
it.
Calm.
It says, "Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger."
That you may be hid in the Lord's anger. Because we know that the Lord is coming in a big, gigantic chariot. And the size of that chariot is going to be the size of that the wrath is coming with. So this is why we do what we do, to simply be hid from the wrath of the Lord, man. Go on, brother.
Zephaniah 1:14, it says, "The great day of the Lord is near." Have you read this already?
I just read, but that's a spirit. It has you
It's
reading
coming
it
back
again.
again, yeah.
It's a spirit.
Let's just read it again. It says, the great day of the Lord is near, and hasteth
Oh, yeah,
greatly.
get Ezekiel the 7th chapter, brother. Ezekiel 7.
Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, and a day of clouds and thick darkness.
Yeah.
If I can speak on that.
Yeah. Hey, brother, you got it, man.
You know, because the Christian church, they teach you like this, Cesare Borgia is going to come down at the clouds, arms open wide, start gathering the little children
Giving you daisies,
together, and
lights.
giving out the flowers and that. No, man, the scriptures clearly tell you it's a day of distress, man. It talks about, what's it when it talks about the pangs?
Isaiah 13. Pangs and sorrow try to take hold of them.
And it reminds me of my dream when it says the mighty man shall cry bitterly too. That reminds me of the dream I had, man. You know?
Yeah, brother, if you want to break the scriptures down, man, hey.
I'll leave it to
So this is Isaiah
Amar. I'll leave
13
it to Amar 1.
Go ahead.
and 3. It says, "I commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness." It says, "The noise of a multitude in the mountains, as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land." And that's
Right.
talking about them nuclear missiles, man.
Yeah.
It says, "How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty."
Okay.
It says, "Therefore all hands shall be faint, and every man's heart shall melt." So you know, in that day, man, all the proud, all the brave, all the big men, they're gonna be as Mob Deep put it, shook. They're gonna be shook.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, like it says, I said about Revelation 1:7. You know, everyone's gonna be wailing, man. There's gonna be people that heard this truth, man, and denied it, and they're basically gonna be cursing out. They're probably going to be cursing out Yahawah, Yahawashi, because they didn't get it, or they chose not to heed unto the words.
So like a didn't interrupt, but just to add to what you're saying, in Revelation it says that if I'm not mistaken, when the judgment's coming, these people are still going to be cursing against the Most High. Like you paraphrasing.
It says, verse 8, it says, "And they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed at one another. Their faces shall be as flames." It says, "Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger." Cruel, man. It
We
says,
was reading that too before you came in.
it says to lay the land desolate. So what's that? Desolate, man. That's that's especially Babylon's going to be laid waste, man. It talks about that, and that's going to be for a sign, man. For the wickedness that nation brought upon the earth. It says, "And he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it," and that's including the 2/3.
Yep.
It says, "For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light." That's that darkness again. It says, "The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine."
Right. So again, that we can include the event, the scenario that's going to be played out. When Yahawashi comes with the chariots, and when he comes with his own chariot, the skies are going to be covered, and it's just going to be darkness, complete darkness. So again, when you have your mind on these precepts, man, there's no space in your mind to get involved in any other thing or the things concerning this world whatsoever. Okay, because that's the most important thing to be aware of, man. It's the coming of the day of the Lord, and all of the scriptures are important. All right. But that's if you're really into the word. If you're really into the word, man, you're gonna find yourself isolated from the world, man. Like literally, so to speak. But it takes time. Certain brothers ain't there yet, and all. But when you get there, you gonna know what I'm talking about. Go on, brother. That's why a lot of us just live a simple life. Because there's nothing that compares to this knowledge. Go on, bro.
Verse 11, it says, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity.
Yeah.
And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud, because that's the wicked is Esau.
Yeah.
It says, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
Yeah.
And I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
Yeah, and that's the righteous men. The righteous men are going to be more precious than any other man, because we, among many men, we have the complete truth, and this is why women are going to be flocking to
Yep.
in that day. Because they're going to know and see a man in the midst, a true man in the midst with the word of the Lord. So, as it stands, man, the real men on the planet are not the men that's driving the Lamborghinis, that's got their own houses, that's got all, you know, their goods to show off. No, the real men is going to be found out to be the men of the Lord, and we've always been the real men. Really, we've always been the main guys, the main superstars. But now, when all hell breaks loose in this society, the society hits ground zero, it's going to be revealed who the real superstars and the real men of the Lord are. Okay?
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. But I want to get back to the point of being hid from, I think you was reading it, to be hid from the day of the Lord's wrath.
This is Revelations 14. So like your 6 and 14. And the heaven departed as a scroll.
Yes.
When it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and to the rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come.
I like how this brother reads.
And who shall be able to stand?
He said, read it again, Doc. The wrath of the Lamb. Read that again.
And said to the mountains and to the rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth upon the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb.
For the wrath of the Lamb, go on.
For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
And that's why they're going to be hiding themselves, man. That's why you got certain men that have underground bunkers in that. Because they know that the Lord is getting ready to come back. Not only are they going about into the underground bunkers to survive the nuclear destruction, but also to hide from the second coming of the Son of Man. You see, that's another reason why they're in those bunkers. I just wanted to put that out there, man. It just came to my mind. Go on, brother. I think you just read that. Go on.
I'm finished on that.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Zephaniah 2 and 3 again, it says, seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
Right. So you know what that shows? That shows that even we got bunkers too. That shows that we got our bunkers.
Yeah.
Which our bunker is the scriptures. So you have the elite on the left hand side, which they have their physical bunkers, and we have the spiritual bunker. Get me that.
I've got something to back that up. You're saying Psalms 91.
And get me Proverbs 18 and 10. You're going now.
This is Psalms 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
Well, really, let me correct myself. Our bunkers are going to be those chariots. Go on.
And there's more. I'll go straight into 3 because I never knew this was speaking about the chariots. This is verse 4. He shall cover thee with his fetters, and under his wings thou shalt trust. His truth shall be thy shield and thy buckler.
Which is the spirit. Go on.
Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in the darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth in the noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh to thee. Only with thy eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
You know what that's talking about? Only with thy eyes shall thou behold the reward of the wicked. Get Revelations.
Got that.
I'm just
Revelation 15.
Like the spirit is flowing nice.
Revelation 15 and 2, it says, and I saw that there was a sea of glass mingled with fire, and then they had gotten victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the hearts of Yahawah, by Hasham Yahawashi. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, by Hasham Yahawashi.